Hi, and welcome back to Grasshopper's Kitchen, and tonight from HelloFresh we are going to be preparing the roasted eggplant linguine with sun-dried tomatoes, basil, and chilies. And so what we have in the box is we have, first of all, a pretty big eggplant. There's the basil. And these are chili flakes. There's 2 cloves of garlic, sun-dried tomatoes, yellow onion, some cereal Italian crushed tomatoes, and 6 ounces of linguine. So now this particular meal says that it takes 35 minutes. So here we go. Let's say 20 to 6, and let's see if we can get it done in 35 minutes. Okay, time check, and what are we saying? It's roughly 7 minutes after 6. And what I have done so far is that I have grated the garlic. The basil is thinly sliced, which is called a chiffonade. I've also saved some of the baby basil leaves for basically for garnish. Chopped the sun-dried tomatoes. I didn't need a lot of chopping because they were actually already kind of sliced. The onion has been halved, peeled, and then thinly sliced. And then the eggplant, I have cut it into 1/2-inch cubes, and then what I've done is I've actually sprinkled it with water. I've sprinkled it with salt, which draws out the bitter liquid inside, and it makes it softer, I think, apart from anything else. And the oven is heating up to 400 degrees, and I have a very large pot of water getting ready to come to a boil on a very small burner. So that's what we had so far. Now we're getting ready to, what I'm going to need to do is then I'll kind of blot the water off of this, and then I'm going to toss it in olive oil, salt, and pepper, and put it on the parchment lined baking dish. See, there it is. And that's going to go in the oven, and then we're going to start making the sauce. And I'm still saying we when I'm trying to say me, I, me. What is it? I, me, mine? Yep, the Beatles. Okay. Let me make a correction. When I put this in the bowl and I poured the olive oil and pepper on it, I did not add any more salt because otherwise it would be way too salty. So, and I like to put it in the bowl and add the olive oil and seasoning in the bowl, because even though the instructions say to put it on the baking sheet and then with a drizzle of oil, I find that that's not sufficient oil, and half of the eggplant doesn't get any oil on it, so that's why I do it in the bowl, so all the eggplant gets oil. So now what I'm going to do is put this in the 400-degree oven. I'm going to attempt to do it without burning my hand, like I did the other night. There you go. And also I want to just mention that the water's getting ready to boil, but I also lined the baking sheet with parchment paper, which I find is not sticking as much. So anyway, onto the... Okay, time check, almost 20 after 6. Forgot what time we started, but I think, was it 10 to? We're almost to our 35 minutes. We haven't even put the pasta in. We just started the sauce, and I have the onion and the sun-dried tomatoes, and they are going to be cooking for roughly 4 to 5 minutes until the onion is soft. And I have to make sure that I get the onion cooked thoroughly. The last couple times I've cooked onions, I haven't gotten them soft enough to begin with, and they were kind of crunchy. But and then the rest of the ingredients would be the next step. Once this is done, is we're going to add the garlic and the chili flakes, which they are saying 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm going to put in 1/8 or maybe even less, because I'm really not a fan of hot food. I like tasty spicy, but not hot spicy. So we'll let these onions cook for another couple minutes and be back to add this. Alright, so I just went through one of those really very fast things. Added the garlic and the 1/8 of a teaspoon of chili flakes and the container of the Italian crushed tomatoes. That was a two-handed job. I couldn't film it. The next thing we need to do is add a teaspoon of sugar, and I'm using a package of sugar in the raw just because it's what I have. And so now we're going to actually turn the burner down, or maybe even actually put it on a different burner, one of the smaller ones, because I think I need to kind of think about putting that linguine in that water, and that's going to have to go onto the one and only big burner that I have on the stove. So I have to make that decision now. Okay, so time check. We're basically at 50 minutes, and still haven't even put the pasta in the water. I don't think this is going to be done in 35 minutes. So here's the progress report. This water is ready for this linguine. So we'll throw you in there and squish you down and try to do it without fogging up the lens. Come on, pasta, get down. That's it. That's it. Stir, stir, stir. Okay. The sauce is simmering on the back burner. I actually added a little, can't see anything there. Oops, sorry. I actually added some more water. Hello. Because I just thought it was way too dry, and I want those sun-dried tomatoes to soften up. And actually I think I'm going to add more water to that. And then now we're going to add the basil to that, and that's supposed to cook for how long? No. Uh-oh. Should have not put all the basil in. Oh well, too bad. So you're supposed to sprinkle it with it. Oh well, I'm going to have to actually like put the camera down now because it's too steamy in here. Okay, 7:48, and the linguine is finished, and it's drained, and now I'm going to add that to the pan with the sauce. And then I'm also going to get the eggplant out of the oven, and we're going to mix these all together and then plate it. Okay, time check, 6:57, and we're over here. Everything is plated. This is the way they say it should be. I'm sorry, I'm Sicilian. I can't have pasta without cheese, so I'm going to add some of the Organic Valley. I like this stuff, and it melts in there really nicely. And then that's the Organic Valley Italian blend, and a little bit of the Locatelli grated Parmesan. Okay, maybe not a little bit, maybe a lot. And this would go very nicely with a decent Chianti or Sangiovese or Super Tuscan, but I have Marcus James Malbec, and I got that. That was at Oaks Farms for $3.99. Can you see that? Good price. So now it's time to say goodbye to Jed Nosekin, or at least for me to say ciao Bella. See you next time. Bye.